I have it in me to make it. Like, why not, instead of thinking of how I'm going to lose it, why not think of how I'm going to make it if
Yeah.
worst comes to worst? So that's when I learned my resilience. Like, I was able to do it and come out of that. And then we got another letter from the Maharashtra government the following week that because parents had started revolting, that our kids are free, our kids are using the mobiles and their laptops and things like that anyways, so it's more constructive if schools are on for even second standard and first.
Right.
So, I mean, then we were assured, that okay, we are fine.
Yes.
So that that was how I learned that. And there are many more like these experiences. They are much more deeper experiences, but I don't want to relate anything about those experiences right now.
This is good. This is good what you related. Now I have two
This
questions.
was a very this was an experience that I could relate, because I think there are many of us also going through the same thing in this situation.
Yes, yes,
And without going too deep into my life, I think I could make a point with this only.
yes. So I have two questions.
Hmm.
One is a easy question, one is a difficult question. Which one do you want to go?
Okay, begin with the difficult one. I'm fine with it.
Difficult one. So the difficult question I have is, you kind of did prove the fact that unless uh, one is really has his or her back against the wall, you really do not know your strength, fortitude, resilience, whatever you want to call it. Uh,
Hmm.
now, my question to you is, say if it were, I want you to go even a little more closer than what you just narrated. Within that 1 week, when just before you got the breakthrough,
Hmm.
was there an episode where you thought it is impossible to go through, and what happened? If you could describe that moment of, besides the graphic description of you give of Rambo kind of images, this lasting and that last, but just, but just the
Yes,
fact
I
of,
am dramatic.
yeah, quite. So my question is more about what frame of mind was the mind that did not know and was suffering loneliness, and immediately if something happened, what was the shift? If you understand my question, what
No,
was
you
the
will have
shift?
to repeat it once more, because that was a pretty long
Yeah,
question.
yeah. So the question is fairly simple in the sense of, you said you have faith. You had faith even when you were suffering.
Right.
You had faith when you got that insight, whatever that insight was. Okay, I'll make it.
Hmm.
And then you had faith when you are no longer lonely.
Hmm.
Now, what was that point that got you convinced that my faith works? What is it that you, was it a sense of uh, acceptance of the reality of the situation? Because you mentioned one line, my worrying about it is not going to change, which is a big
Right.
one to accept for most people. We all know it. It's not that we are dumb or we do not understand that we cannot change anything. If there is a
Hmm.
lockdown announced by the government, none of us can do anything actually. Or
Yes.
if they throw our businesses or our jobs out, we can't really do much. If they put a new tax, we can't do
Hmm.
much. So more or less, life is
Hmm.
actually about circumstances which are beyond our control most of the time.
Yes.
So would you want to go into that moment just before you got the breakthrough? No, I have to accept it. What was it? Was it anything that happened which kind of convinced you no? Or
No,
was it
I mean, to such a lengthy question, Bunty, I'll say no. To such
okay?
a lengthy question, I'll
Yeah,
say no, because the thing is, see, if if a person grapples onto faith, so then there is no way on earth that that person's gonna feel like they've lost it, or they're going to have to or things are going to finish now. You is that what you mean? Like that moment where your back is up the wall and you think you're it bas abhi finish ho gaya hai, abhi kuch nahi ho sakta hai, and something good happens. Is
Whatever,
that what you
inside,
mean?
internally.
So no, I didn't feel it at all.
Okay.
I didn't feel it at all, because I knew that it has to work. Like if you have, the meaning of faith is only that, Bunty, that it has to work. Like when you believe, when you have that faith, I mean, the meaning of faith is giving your belief open-heartedly, not having doubt in your head that how can you say, oh, I believe in God, like God will do the best for me, and then you find out that your principal, not principal, but like people call out, like your office calls you and says, "Okay, sorry boss, your salary is being cut by 30%." And then you say, "See God, what have you done?" how can you how can you challenge God then? Like everything happens for a purpose and a reason.
Yeah.
Like you just accept it, gracefully accept it. Like whatever happened with me up till now, I have just gracefully accepted it. I have said that it's okay, maybe there's something better that I don't know about.
Okay. This is a good answer
Maybe
because
there's something better that I really don't know about. And I on this, I have made my mind strong, and I feel that if you build this kind of strength in your mind, you can face any situation. I don't think your be I don't think anything can trample upon you, or
yeah,
any kind of difficult situation can end you, not
yeah,
when you have faith.
wonderful. So I'll just decode what you said, and you correct me if I'm
Yes.
wrong somewhere. Although you use the
Right.
same word again and again, faith, I want to decode what you really said because it's so beautiful the journey that you described. So one thing you mentioned was, even before you mentioned it, there was a question running in my head. So if your faith is a sense of surrender to start with, to
Mm-hmm.
to a force that you may believe or not, but you know that it is there, it is functioning for you. Okay.
Right.
Now that means that
Bunty, before you are going to decode what I say, now I'll tell you of only one small little sample. Okay, a kind of a very weird experience that happened with me. Like I was praying namaz, and this poetry writing, then putting it up on Instagram, designing my work. It takes out a lot of time. Now, as a mom, we come, like the moment we give birth, we are loaded with guilt. So the moment the baby cries, we feel, oh my God, mera bacha ro raha hai. My child is crying. What a horrible mother I am. If your child is hungry for half an hour more, then you feel, what a horrible mother I am. I have not been able to cook my food on time. If you're sick, you still feel guilty that, oh God, I got sick. I can't see my baby. I can't look after my kid. Then if you come late from work, you feel that, oh my, I could have, if I didn't, if I had come home from work early, I would have spent time with my kid. So you're so loaded with guilt, and every time, all the time. This is for every mom. I mean, I'm 100% sure of it. I've seen it happen. So yeah. So this was what I felt that day, that it's taking out so much of my energy, and I also have to give a lot of time to school and my kids. I have to divide my time between 7 things at home, considering the fact that we are in a lockdown and we got to do everything around the house. and take care of the kids, their studies, their the things that they need to do, entertain them also.
Yeah.
So I felt that I was praying, I was prostrating, and I said, Allah, what do you think? I think I should just leave all this. What is this Instagram ka chakkar? I don't like it. And I pray. When I pray, I just say whatever I need to say in English only. So I said, what is this chakkar? I have left Facebook. I hate Facebook. I've left Facebook. I leave Instagram also. So I finished praying, and I prayed for a few other things. And the moment I was wrapping up, and of the phone buzzed. One of the parents at my school messaged me to tell me, it was a message from her to telling me that she's uh, a patient, uh, she's a cancer patient,
Oh,
and and one of the poems that I have written about resilience, I mean, she felt it, and she felt it was written for her, and she was very happy. Like, I don't want to boast about myself, so she just felt that that poem made sense to her. She felt that it was about her life, and she thanked me for having written it, and she thanked me that I was brave enough to share. And she was like, ma'am, you're doing such a wonderful job. I hope you are successful with whatever you do, and thank you for this for this contribution. So that's when I was like, maybe this is God's answer, that maybe I need to keep going, you know. So, like, sometimes God just answers us in small signs, it's just up to us to see.
yes, yes. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I will continue decoding because you are adding nice layers to the conversation. Um
No. Yeah.
One is,
Thank you.
one of the things that, okay, I'll begin with the last because you just said, you talked about an episode that is generally not understood even by the people who are doing it. In this case, you yourself. The purity
Mm-hmm.
of intention, to me, I think is not given enough advertising in life. People think it's अरे ठीक है ना, but it's not ठीक है. To be pure is a very difficult thing because we all have our flaws, we all have our different kind of vices. So when you're doing something with the intent of just putting it out there, where you're being honest about the process that has actually hurt you, you're just using the talent that is gifted to you by God, by nature, whoever believes whatever is fine as long as they are good human beings. And you're putting it out there. And that is why it reaches so many people. Because it's not poetry in the traditional sense. I'm sure there are 10,000 poets better than you in the world. There
Of
are
course, I
people who
believe it.
know. There are people who have better language skills. There are people who write better, or whatever. There are many ways to discuss poetry in that sense. But it's not about the
Mm-hmm.
technical finesse. It's about the purity of your expression. You do not uh, hold back. So that is one thing I would want to bring to your notice because this is the idea of the values workshop is within the vulnerable facets of ourselves, within the circumstances which seem very difficult to deal with. There are certain goodness uh, or shades of goodness that spring forth on their own. And that needs to be talked about. So this is one. And in terms of the facets of your faith itself, I thought the initial part of when the things are bad, you sustain yourself. You may not get the answer on the same day. You may not get it on the next day. You may not even get on the next day after that. You got to keep sustaining yourself because uh, there is a beautiful Urdu word called sabr, which is basically
Sabr. Yeah.
patience. Patience.
Yes.
So you have to have patience. Then along with patience, you got to keep doing whatever your discipline is. If it is prayer, it is prayer. If it is something else, something else. If it is work, it is work, whatever, but you keep doing it. You cannot be just sitting and, like you said, I have 7 things to do. So you held on to your responsibility. You had patience. That was the first part of how you traverse the journey of your faith, in my eyes, when I hear this. The second part was when you said, okay, maybe there is something wrong in my thinking. You were revisiting your own premise of crying, or feeling afraid, or all those things. You said, no, maybe there is something wrong in my thinking. So that takes humility. So that time your faith was about being humble and saying, maybe I am perceiving it wrong. And when you allowed that to happen, so there is something else that came up, which is what you said, that you understood, maybe I should start focusing on the positives. Because a lot of, I think there is some line which says, uh, most of the things that we imagine don't happen. We unnecessarily waste our time about that. So you kind of realize that, look, till it happens, why should I bother? It's not happened, and let me just concentrate. If you realize all your answers, if you want to call it, I'm specifying it not because of my personal beliefs, but so that people who are watching it, if they believe it or not, but the answers came after you opened yourself. That is a prerequisite, because the person who's going through the hard has to do the hard yards. The loneliness has to be
Yes.
felt. The resilience has to be discovered within the self. And then
Right.
divine help, or whatever we call it, grace, and
Mm-hmm.
God comes up, because he realizes here is a worthy person willing to fight. Because enough number of people are going and saying, Mera paisa bada do, mera job bada do, mera shadi kara do, mera bachcha kara do. There are enough people crying in the world. Why should everybody not get it? It's not about blind faith in the sense of, uh, in the sense of uh, that I deserve it. It's not deserving. It's about deserving it whether you get it or not. So you keep doing the right thing. You keep having patience. You keep doing the discipline that you had. I'm sure you're a good namazi. Then you are.
Thank you.
So, and also, so I think that is one important thing, because one of the things that I would not ask people to follow is, because mangte to sab hai. Everybody is going out and asking for this or that, and obviously there is so many things that can be better in our lives. But to hold on to the values of patience, humility, ability to relook at our own premise, and willingness to change, I think these
Right.
come out to me very strongly in your talk. Uh, you are not giving yourselves obviously credit, and which is again a good thing, because the moment you get arrogant about it, then that goes away. Somehow it's very subtle, it's very pure. You cannot, uh, you cannot,
Thank you.
you only can soil it. Nahi to, what is happening is always on a good day. So now the happy question. This was the difficult one.